TUV is very clear that the present Stormont institutions are not worth saving. They have failed beyond degree, and it is time to move on. And even if the present talks manage in the short term to cobble together some sticking plaster solution, it is quite clear that these institutions will not long-term survive. And therefore we wish to move away from failure onto the positive ground of plotting a way forward to something that can and will work for Northern Ireland. Because the people of Northern Ireland, those are the people that matter, deserve institutions that work. And that is why today, in a short policy document, we are publishing a way forward to make Stormont work. Now, our vision is quite clear. We want devolution that's durable. We believe that that can only come about by immutable respect for basic democratic principles, and therefore we see our vision for that being based around a coalition of the willing with a vibrant, effective opposition, what is sometimes shorthanded as voluntary coalition, as has worked so successfully elsewhere throughout the world where parties of themselves are not big enough to form a government. And that's our plan for Northern Ireland, our Plan A approach. And the Plan B is to preserve from the present arrangements such aspects as have worked and to jettison those which have lamentably and irreversibly failed. And so what that means is that within Stormont, the legislative arrangements have worked reasonably well, the scrutiny arrangements have worked reasonably well, but the executive arrangements have been an unmitigated disaster. And therefore we say, separate out the legislative scrutiny and executive functions, preserve that which has worked, the legislative and scrutiny functions, and as and when the current institutions collapse, then make plans for the future by ensuring that British ministers who, for whatever period they are in charge, are accountable to the legislative and scrutiny functions of Northern Ireland, and therefore that their programmes, their legislation, their proposals would have to pass through the legislative chamber of Northern Ireland rather than Westminster, and in that way British ministers in government in Northern Ireland would be accountable to the people of Northern Ireland and to their institutions until the point arrives when there is the maturity within the politicians in Northern Ireland to embrace a system of voluntary coalition which can and would work. And that is what the plan outlined in this document essentially encapsulates. It's a positive way forward.